despite odds, whether it's climatic, whether it's geographical, whether it's other challenges that Rajasthan has faced over years, we generally are fighters. And I think entrepreneurship and startup ecosystem has to have this fighting spirit. Yes, I don't look at pedigree, geography, caste, religion, creed, sex, anything.
Somewhere the connected reality is not as strong as we have here.
चाहे वो MIT से और कावर से आया हुआ हो, चाहे वो राजस्थान में झुंझुनू के किसी कॉलेज से आया, और if I can make money by investing in that business, I guess I would.
राजस्थान की प्रॉब्लम्स भी बहुत सारी हैं because we are still I would say slightly away or slightly behind the curve when it comes to other ecosystems across the country as well as out of country also. So the entire system is not that supportive. It's like swimming upstream.
Hello friends and welcome to Rajasthan Startup Stories, एक बार फिर, where ambition meets action and stories turn into movements from all the heart of India's most vibrant entrepreneurial state, Rajasthan. जी हाँ, हमारे यहाँ पर बहुत सालों से और हमेशा से जाना जाता है कि मारवाड़ी को धंधा करना सिखाया नहीं जाता है. But अगर हम नई दुनिया की बात करें, the newer style of businesses where we have new knowledge to follow. So we have two of our friends today who will be discussing about the new types of business which we call startups. And we will be discussing about the code, the capital, and the customer. How they make your business more important and how they help you to make it more valuable. Thank you for joining us once again. Mahavir sir को कौन नहीं जानता? Rajasthan startup ecosystem की बात करेंगे तो his name is Evangelist. Not just for capital but also for mentorship. ऐसा शायद ही कोई स्टार्टअप होगा जो सर की नजरों से बचा हुआ. तो सर, let's begin with you. When it comes to Rajasthan, you travel so much, but I'm sure there is something that is close to your heart for this state.
Rajasthan is very close to my heart. Simply not because I studied here and I've lived most of my life here, but because I think Rajasthan has this fight and stand kind of ability. Despite odds, whether it's climatic, whether it's geographical, whether it's other challenges that Rajasthan has faced over years, we generally are fighters. And I think entrepreneurship and startup ecosystem has to have this fighting spirit. And I think this courage, this zeal, this energy, and then the thanda along with it is what makes Rajasthan click. Rajasthanis have created their name when they've traveled a both side of Rajasthan, whether it was Capita in the 18th, 19th century or globally now. But I think time has come where Rajasthanis, or we need to stay back into Rajasthan and bring the business here, the employment here, and create a lot of ecosystem benefits for the locals that would live there.
So, sir, would it be right to say कि मौका मरने भर आप राजस्थान में स्टार्टअप को सेवा करी?
देखिए, जहाँ तक इन्वेस्टमेंट का नज़रिया है तो मैं आई वोंट डू एनी फेवर्स, चाहे वो MIT से और कावर से आया हुआ हो, चाहे वो राजस्थान में झुंझुनू के किसी कॉलेज से आया, और इफ आई कैन मेक मनी बाय इन्वेस्टिंग इन दैट बिजनेस, आई इन्वेस्ट. आई डोंट लुक एट pedigree, geography, caste, religion, creed, sex, anything. But yes, when it comes to mentoring, when it comes to onboarding, when it comes to telling them what is not right and giving the right guidance, I would prioritize and probably give more time to a Rajasthan-based startup, because I think they understand the code of the business, but they don't realize the new generation, as you said in your opening statement, that how times and dynamics have changed and how technology needs to be inculcated in your business, and scaling up faster is the key. And not slow growth, that is important. So I think I would mentor them more, give them more time, give them more attention. It would also touch my heart and be million more satisfaction when it comes to Rajasthan Startup.
Thank you, sir. So friends, that is the tip for the day. हमारे पास में already वो grit है, we already know it, but we just need to catch up with the new side of it. And our mentors like Mahavir sir are ready to help us to achieve that. So do not fall back, do not think. Just do it, and just do it in the way that the best you can, because it is in your blood. Taking it forward to our other friend today, Jitender Singh ji, sir, कोटा से लेकर US तक. I mean, a few days back we were discussing बैराज, और भी बारिश के मौसम में तो और ज़्यादा आप बैराज पे डिस्कस करें. आप US तक चले गए छोटे से प्रोडक्ट पे एकदम. What is this journey has got you in, and आपका क्या कहना है राजस्थान की कौन-कौन सी चीजें ज़्यादा याद आती हैं और कौन सी नहीं याद आती हैं? आप नहीं याद करना चाहते इस.
आई थिंक राजस्थान के इकोसिस्टम में जो एक बहुत पॉजिटिव चीज़ है वो है कि वी ऑल वेरी मच रूटेड इन द रियलिटी. when we go across other places and these startups and people elsewhere, we see that somewhere the connected reality is not as strong as we have here. So I think that's one value which is there in the entire Rajasthan as such as a business community. And I think that's very important, and that's one thing which I think differentiates us. I think ये हम कभी waste नहीं करना चाहिए. We would always try to be uh, very real, very close to what our customer wants and focus on that as a primary board. राजस्थान की प्रॉब्लम्स भी बहुत सारी हैं because we are still I would say slightly away or slightly behind the curve when it comes to other ecosystems across the country as well as out of country also, and we are catching up fast, but then we are slightly behind them, and that kind of poses a lot of threats for strategic startup like us, which is trying to do hardware and software and combination of those technologies, that too in a cycle like Pota. So the entire system is not that supportive. It's like swimming upstream. So these are challenges could be faced every day, which may not be that big an issue if you are in other ecosystem, but within Rajasthan we face a lot of issues on and lot of time this around those kind of issues also.
वेरी ट्रूली सेड. बहुत दिल से जितेंद्र जी ने बता दिया कि हम तैयार हैं, बट कुछ कुछ जगह जहाँ हमें और तैयार करने की जरूरत है, हमें इस इकोसिस्टम को स्ट्रॉन्ग करने की जरूरत है, एक दूसरे का हाथ पकड़ कर चलने की जरूरत है, क्योंकि समस्याएं भी नई तरह की हैं और उनके सोल्यूशन हमारे पास हैं. अगर मिलकर लड़ेंगे तो डेफिनेटली जल्दी बढ़ेंगे. टेकिंग इट अ लिटिल मोर फॉरवर्ड सर, आपसे ये पूछने की इच्छा हमेशा से रही है, आज फिर पूछती हूँ. In your journey of almost 2 decades now in the startup ecosystem,
Yes.
how do you see us today as compared to what you started with?
Well, I think we have come a long way. I think Rajasthan, when we started Rajasthan Angels in 2011-12, was at a very nascent stage. We were struggling with not only investments and mentors, but also struggling with good ideas and good startups. Everyone at that point thought Bangalore or Delhi is where you wanted to or they wanted to be. And I think that is what challenge was, because HR and issues were there, manpower issues were there, branding and perception issues locally on the investment were there. And of course, it was a challenging time. But I think gradually now, I think Rajasthan has come up a very, very long way. I think Rajasthan or Jaipur actually is probably the 6th or 7th best city when it comes to startups and investments across India. I think it's fast catching up. I think with government of Rajasthan's continued policy for the 9-10 years in place and penetration to cities like Kota, Jodhpur, Udaipur, Bikaner, I think we have done a lot of hard work on the ground. Things are now germinating. People like Jitender are now ready to raise money, ready to scale up, and there will be many people like him coming to fore. People are not afraid of or shy of staying put with the city that they want to be in and scaling up from there. And I think investors and vendors across India have now accepted the fact that no matter where the startup is, so long as it's scalable and disruptive, it should be festive. तो I think हमारे को राजस्थान की growth मेरे ख्याल से 3 से 4 गुना हो गई in the last 15 years. I think investment and venturing and startups have all grown in leaps and bounds across Rajasthan. Mostly concentrated in Jaipur, but I think Jodhpur is a close second, followed by Udaipur and Kota and Kabra side.
So that was the investor's take, where sir says it's 3x to 4x when it comes to the investments, and the number of startups and the founders have gone leaps and bounds, 10x or 12x, 20x, pata nahi. I mean, this ecosystem talks about the x's a little too much. So we are catching up to it. Let me ask Jitender Singh, sir, right from a center and incubator at Kota, जहाँ पर आपके पास आपके मेंटोर हैं, आपसे बात कर रहे हैं, से लेकर आपने जैसा बताया आप स्टार्टअप के एक इवेंट में भी स्पीड डेटिंग में थे, फिर उसके बाद यू मेट लॉट ऑफ मेंटर्स इन स्टार्टअप, से लेकर एक दिन आप शार्क टैंक पे नजर आते हैं वेयर the stage has applauded you. Now how does this journey change and what do you feel as a founder कि आपको क्या महसूस होता है अलग-अलग stages पे, because हमारे founders के लिए जानना बहुत जरूरी होगा कि this is a real story.
So I would like to take a step back on this question. So my career started around 2004-5, and from beginning onwards, a big part of my career was in big corporates, but from beginning onwards, I was always a part of a startup project in those organizations. So when I joined Reliance Retail was just happening, and I was one of the few initial members who joined that team. I was leading women's western wear as a category at that point of a time. Very junior resource, but with a big responsibility to set up the entire category. Uh, Worked there, so that was a journey from zero to one kind of a journey. Then moved to Aditya Birla Go. Over there again, I was part of a new brand which was coming up, or as people. Over there again, that journey from zero to one, one to 10, even 10 to 100 also we covered there. So from scratch, we went up to 500 store kind of a concept there. So again, that journey was more like a startup kind of a journey. Maybe the startup world was not available at that point of a time and that much involved. And then again, Julian Retail again was a journey of 0 to 1, 1 to 10. So I constantly saw myself be very effective in that journey of building up businesses from scratch. But it was somebody else's money and somebody else's business. So that was one of the points that I thought maybe why I can't do it for myself. And when I took that decision, COVID was also happening at the same time. So my hometown, Ota, became my choice to come back from Bangalore. And so initially, our goal was to do it with small amount of money that we had, with a great idea that we stumbled upon, we were researching, and we thought maybe we'll try to do it from Kota. So that was a challenge that this startup, and then we looked at these startups and tech companies in fashion tech space. All top 20, 30 companies were either US or Europe companies. So we said, no, we'll not be a US or Europe company. We'd be an Indian company in India also. We'd focus on Kota and we'd build from there. So that was my starting point. But over the years, and a lot of these successes which you mentioned, which have happened on the way, were byproduct of our just keep moving forward in that direction. So over the years, uh, that that initial determination that we will do it from Kota and we'll come up with a deep tech startup here, maybe that is now transformed into being more customer focused, customer centric organization which can really deliver solutions to real world problems. So that's the shift that has happened in the last 2-3 years, and now Pota is not that important when we look at the overall scheme. What is more important is that what we are doing and for whom we are doing and how we create an impact.
Ji sir, बिल्कुल. This is how a founder grows. The first day, the idea was to build something with your own money for your own self and for your own purpose, a purpose that fits you. From there, it moved to making it for quota, by quota, from your own hometown. And today, it is more about your customer satisfaction and growth of your project. Friends, we mostly talk about the pivots that we do into our business, but we don't talk about the pivot that the founder's emotions, the heart and brain goes through. Let's talk more about it and understand that how founders grow. Sir, specifically बात करते हैं आपसे इस बारे में because you have seen founders mature with time. Today when the world is talking about technology, AI, ML, आपके राजस्थान में कैसा होता है, deep tech के बारे में क्या सोचना है, industry 5.0, these are the buzzwords. So how do you look at Rajasthan in this map and specifically the founders who are struggling between revenue, growth and technology?
The technology is a given. Technology with the advent of AI, and especially post-COVID, is not geographically centric. It's every API, every deep tech company is servicing every other startup or every company that needs it. So I think that makes no difference where one is, so long as one needs to inculcate technologies or AI into their product or services. So I think that is given. I think the struggle of the founder, whether he or she is in Rajasthan or he or she is in Silicon Valley, is pretty much the same. But the scale is different. They all face challenges on customer acquisition. They all face challenges on go-to-market strategies. They all face challenges in competition from others across the world. They all face challenges in terms of raising money. The quantum is different. But Rajasthan startup might be raising out 1 crore or 2 crore, 100K or 200K. It would be 1 million or 2 million in Silicon Valley because the expenses are much higher. The operational costs are different. The ticket size is different. So I think the problem and challenges exist for all across. It's absolutely similar. The scale is different. I think startups that struggle from idea stage to revenue stage to growth stage need to understand that they need to one take one step at a time. They should not try and do too many things at the same time. बहुत कुछ ज़्यादा करने से कोई आदमी बड़ा या रेवेन्यू या आपका बिकॉज टॉप लाइन कल को बड़ा हो जाएगा तो वैल्यूएशन नहीं बढ़ जाती. यू बी वेरी फोकस्ड ऑन वन प्रोडक्ट, one service, create a niche in your brand and your feed in that sector first. And then you can add 100,000 different products so that no one stops you from doing that. And that is a much later stage when you raise 2-3 rounds of money. So startups need to understand that you should focus. You should stay committed to what the core of your business is. Try to grow and create a name and brand in that sector. Prove your revenues, prove your profitability, prove your go-to-market strategy, and then go from there. And then when I say focus, it does not just mean on one product or 2 products or 10 products. Focus on your customers. What is the age group of your customer? What is the geographical, is he or she a metro or a tier 2 or tier 3 or a rural India customer? Is it the sex of the customer that what you're targeting, men, women, both? Are you targeting teenagers, youth, youngsters? So you have to be very, very focused on not only just the product that you create, but also the market that you're focusing, because your expenditure is most critical at an early stage, and you should cut that down. So if you're marketing just for that sector, your cost is lower, your revenues are higher, and your profitability improves so that then you can add other age groups, and that's okay. Secondly, once you're at the growth stage and you've raised one round or 2 round, then you should spread like wildfire. Then you should actually make sure that your existing focus spreads across India, spreads across Asia or the world, whatever your market is, but you add the products and never ever stop your R&D. Your next line of product is the most important thing. People trying to sometimes think that they have done this and they are the best in, let's say, dog food or pet food, and no one can beat them. But if you stop to do your research, if you stop to put in money, you will not stop pay up at more, because people will follow products, people will follow what you are doing, people will follow your market strategies, everything will be shown. So it's very important that you continue to do R&D. And R&D again, not only in products, but R&D on your marketing strategies, R&D on how the age of the youth is, because today's 15-year-old will not be the same 15-year-old 5 years up the line, because this generation that's coming will be different from this 15-year-old. So you have to be ready to market your product to that age group. So you continue to evolve. If you stop to improve and improvise and innovate, you will die at 3 to 4 years and you will not be able to raise Series B or Series C. So the journey and the struggle is always the same. You have to continue to do the same. If you stop doing that, you will not be a startup. You might be a business and you might be profitable and you might take money, but your valuations will not go up. You will not get listed. You will not get big picks, funding. So it's your choice.
So, friends, as Sir says, technology is a tool which is now available for everyone and it is universal all across the globe. Let's not just talk about technology, but talk about our grit, the change, the development, the R&D that we are having into our product, because that is something that's going to keep us going. It's not one time, it's a continuous effort and it has to go on and on. So, sir, absolutely push your thing with one hero product that you have, and it is catching like fire across the globe. जहाँ जहाँ आप जा रहे हैं वहाँ लोग उसकी importance को समझ रहे हैं. आपका क्या मानना है? How well and how quick should you, as a founder, or do you think as a founder that you're going to pivoting or adding new products? What is your journey about many and few products?
So obviously, as Sir also said that keep investing in R&D, keep growing is very important. But as he rightly said in the beginning that first you need one success story, and then once that is proven and that starts generating traction, that's when you have to start building on top of it. So this issue happens, but one point of a time, our first product was still being developed and we were working on 3 more products parallel to it, which was wasting a lot of our resources. We had very small amount of, small money left in our bank, and we were still working on 3-4 projects together. And also the overall process was going slow for us. And then we did a course correction. We started, we'll put everything else on hold. We started focusing on one thing more. And that has actually worked really well for us because what it has helped us is that we are now a lot of clarity of what we want to do, because we are now, when we talk to the consumers or customers for our products, we have a focus one product approach when we talk to them, and the feedback is also very, very objective, and we are able to build that back in and improve ourselves as we move forward. So I think once we spread out too much in the beginning, it becomes more of a pain. But then what works in 0 to 1 will not work in 1 to 10, and what works in 1 to 10 will not work in 10 to 100. So we need to keep evolving as we move forward. But yeah, in the 0 to 1 Jabi, very essential to stay very focused and put all your resources, all your energy, and all your bandwidth in doing one thing right rather than trying to put 20 things.
So, friends, which is your one thing? And what are you focusing on right now, right today? Something that you have to understand. Write it down, let everyone around you know that this is the one thing you are after nowadays. Because that's what is going to take us to stage 2, as we discussed 0 to 1, 1 to 10, and 10 beyond. The journey changes. Having the benefit of having Jitender Ji here, I would also want to take up the topic of Industry 5.0. So Industry 5.0 is taking all of us by a stride, especially when it comes to Rajasthan. हम बात कर रहे हैं कि हमारे यहाँ manufacturing units, production units, exports has been a part of our business landscape for a very long time. You come, I mean, your product falls into this category of Industry 5.0. What do you think that Rajasthan or us, I mean, as a landscape of being into this export market can offer to the world? Anything that you want to suggest to us?
Rajasthan more so, but then I think our entire country is still not at the stage of 5.0. We are mostly gearing up and moving from 3.0 to 4.0. And then the advent of AI has completely changed everything. So now we are seeing that there's a jump happening from 3.0 to 5.0 directly. And we are skipping 4.0 in between, which is in itself a big change for the Indian manufacturing ecosystem. And it throws a lot of challenges and a lot of opportunities. And I think startups like us would benefit from this, if we direct ourselves properly and channelize our energies there properly. But yeah, one very important aspect is this, that maybe 4.0 was we have missed, and 5.0 was standing in front of us. We should try and catch up and jump on it as soon as possible.